Before Socrates asked questions, Africa had answers. Before Plato wrote dialogues, Africa told proverbs.
This is the untold story of African philosophy.
African philosophy is deeply rooted in indigenous thought systems, encompassing oral traditions, communism, ethics, and metaphysics.
It's not merely a school of thought, but a way of life, embodied in concepts like Ubuntu, which means I am because we are.
This moral framework of interdependence has shaped African societies for millennia. The birthplace of philosophical thought can be traced back to ancient Egypt. Ptahhotep, who lived around 2400 BCE, is considered the earliest known African philosopher.
His teachings on wisdom and ethics laid the foundation for later philosophical developments.
The concept of Ma'at, representing truth, balance, and justice, was central to Egyptian philosophy and governance. Contrary to popular belief, the Greeks didn't invent philosophy, they inherited it.
The very word philosophos, meaning lover of wisdom, is derived from the Egyptian term emiarek. This linguistic connection underscores the profound influence of African thought on Greek philosophy.
Moving south, we encounter the rich philosophical traditions of Nubia and Kush.
These ancient African kingdoms developed sophisticated ideas about moral leadership and divine kingship.
Unlike many other societies, they practiced matrilineal succession, recognizing the unique wisdom and leadership qualities of women. In Kush, power wasn't just inherited, it was earned through wisdom.
The Kushite concept of justice went beyond mere legal codes, viewing it as part of a cosmic order.
This holistic approach to ethics and governance reflects the depth of African philosophical thought long before the classical Greek period. Ethiopia, too, has a long and distinguished philosophical tradition.
In the 17th century, Zera Yacob developed a system of reason-based theology and ethics that paralleled the work of Descartes in Europe. However, Jacob's philosophy was firmly rooted in African cosmology, offering unique insights into questions of existence and morality. Jacob's contemporary, Walter Hayward, further expanded on these ideas, focusing on moral philosophy and human dignity.
While Europe was grappling with doubt during the Enlightenment, Ethiopia was producing rigorous philosophical treatises that combined rationality with traditional African wisdom. West African philosophy is characterized by its rich oral traditions, particularly in the form of proverbs and storytelling. As the saying goes, wisdom is like a baobab tree.
No one individual can embrace it. This proverb itself encapsulates the communal nature of knowledge in African thought. The if system, prevalent in Yoruba culture, is a complex philosophical framework encompassing logic, ethics, and cosmology. It demonstrates the sophisticated intellectual traditions that existed in West Africa long before European contact. Griots, the traditional storytellers and historians of West Africa, played a crucial role in preserving and transmitting philosophical knowledge.
Through their performances, they didn't just recount history, they engaged in philosophical discourse, exploring ethical dilemmas and societal values.
In West Africa, philosophy wasn't written, it was performed. This dynamic approach to wisdom allowed for constant reinterpretation and application of philosophical principles to contemporary issues. The Sahel region, spanning across West Africa, saw a unique blend of Islamic and African philosophical traditions. Centers of learning in Mali, Songhai, and Hausa states became hubs for intellectual discourse, integrating Quranic ethics with African communism. Timbuktu, in particular, emerged as a renowned center of scholarship. It wasn't just a city, it was a library of the soul, where scholars engaged in deep discussions on logic, jurisprudence, and metaphysics. The manuscripts preserved in Timbuktu reveal a rich tradition of African Islamic philosophy that challenges simplistic notions of the continent's intellectual history. The legacy of African philosophy is profound, yet it has often been erased or marginalized by colonial narratives and Eurocentric historiography. The idea that Africa had no philosophy before European contact is not just false, it is a deliberate distortion of history. Modern African philosophers have taken up the mantle of reclaiming this rich intellectual heritage. Thinkers like Kwame Nkrumah, Chinua Achebe, John Mbiti, and Sophie Odiwuor have not only explored traditional African philosophical concepts, but have also applied them to contemporary issues of identity, politics, and development. Kwame Nkrumah, for instance, drew on traditional African ideas of communalism to develop his political philosophy of Pan-Africanism. Chinua Achebe's works, while primarily literary, are deeply philosophical.
exploring the clash between African and Western worldviews.
John Mibbity's research into African religions and philosophy has been groundbreaking, revealing the complex metaphysical systems that underpin African thought. Sophie Odiwal, one of the first female professors of philosophy in Nigeria, has been instrumental in bringing African philosophical concepts to the forefront of academic discourse. These modern thinkers, along with many others, are not just preserving African philosophy, they're evolving it, showing its relevance to global philosophical debates on ethics, epistemology, and metaphysics. The reclamation of Africa as intellectual heritage is not just an academic exercise, it is a vital part of understanding the continent as past and shaping its future.
By recognizing the depth and breadth of African philosophical traditions, we gain new perspectives on universal questions of human existence, morality, and society. Africa didn't just build pyramids, it built philosophies.
From the wisdom literature of ancient Egypt to the ethical systems of West Africa, from the rational theology of Ethiopia to the Islamic scholarship of Timbuktu, African philosophy offers a rich tapestry of thought that has too long been overlooked.
As we continue to explore and celebrate this intellectual heritage, we're not just filling gaps in the historical record, we're opening up new avenues for philosophical inquiry. The concepts of Ubuntu, Mott, and countless others offer fresh approaches to contemporary challenges, from social justice to environmental ethics. In conclusion, the story of African philosophy is one of incredible depth, diversity, and resilience. It's a testament to the human capacity for wisdom and the universal quest for understanding. As we move forward, let's remember that Africa thought first and continues to think, innovate, and inspire. By embracing this rich philosophical tradition, we enrich not just our understanding of Africa, but our understanding of humanity itself. So let's continue to explore, to question, and to learn from the wisdom that has been cultivated on African soil for millennia. Because in doing so, we're not just reclaiming history, we're shaping the future of global philosophical discourse.